Hey, what's up guys? My name is June and this is a review of Hitman Season 1. It is the 6th installment in the Hitman series. The game has been released episodically throughout last year and the full release was in January this year. Some people like the episodic release, some don't, but I personally like it because it fits in with the game, with what Hitman series is. It encourages replayability, which is a big part of the game. Still, if you don't like it, for the next season, you can simply wait for the episodic release to finish and buy the full release. The biggest plus point of this game is that it brings back what Hitman series was before Absolution. It brings back the huge maps, sandbox style gameplay. It's not linear anymore. The level design is similar to Hitman Blood Money and the previous titles, and it feels even better now thanks to the episodic structure. Select the mission, choose your loadout, start the mission and assassinate your target however you want in these huge open maps, and leave the area when it's done. There is this sweet satisfaction after spending hours and hours exploring the map, finding ways to kill your target, and when it's finally done, leaving the area with your signature suit back on like nothing ever happened. Talking about the suit, now you have option to choose outfits before every mission. You can choose between the signature suit or the level specific suit. You can unlock even more by completing exclusive targets, which is another game mode. I will talk about it later in the video. It uses the modified version of Gladiator engine which was used in the last game. It worked well in last game, it works well in this game. Movements, cover system, etc. feels fine. However, in gun combat, the shooting mechanics or the aiming doesn't feel right. They nerfed the gun mechanics and you die pretty instantly as soon as guards start firing at you. All this stuff is great as it emphasizes stealth. Going in guns blazing shouldn't be an option in a Hitman game. It should only be used when things go really bad. Let's talk about the disguise system. They changed the disguise system again in this one. Absolution's disguise system was really bad. I loved the disguise system of the older Hitman games, but they nailed it this time. Now only few people can see through your disguise, and it doesn't have to be a security guard if you are wearing a security guard outfit. It can be anyone depending upon the person's knowledge or the area you are in, which makes a lot of sense, unlike Absolution where every single person with the matching clothes could recognize you. In this game, the disguise system works well, better than ever, and when someone finds you suspicious, you can't use your instincts to hide your face or whatever the hell he did in the last game. The game doesn't have a difficulty option anymore. Instead, it gives the player freedom to customize his own difficulty by tweaking gameplay settings. They are all active by default. Many of these settings make the game a little easy, like the instincts which gives you wall hack and highlights objects of interest around you, NPC icons which shows if a particular NPC will find you suspicious or not, or if he or she is a threat, and the deadliest of all, opportunities. It tells you how to take out the target instead of letting you find out on your own. It shows you directions, where to go, what to do, simply holding your hand and guiding you throughout the mission. It doesn't matter which level you are playing, with opportunities on, it feels like a tutorial. Now yes, it's an option which you can turn off, but still, features like this shouldn't be active by default. I highly recommend you turn it off or at least set it to minimal. About the game length, the main story has 6 episodes. Each episode has one story mission, so you basically have 6 missions in season 1, which will give you around 10 to 12 hours on your first playthrough, excluding the bonus missions. And then there's other contents like escalation mode, in which contracts have 5 levels. Each level keeps escalating the difficulty. Contracts mode is back from the last game. Exclusive target missions, in which if you die or fail the mission once, you cannot play it again. New exclusive targets are added roughly around every 2 weeks and you have limited time to complete the mission. So there's a lot to do even after you complete the story. Replayability in this game is great, and it plays a big role in any Hitman game. It's very difficult or maybe impossible to get Silent Assassin rank in your first playthrough. It involves learning the map, the ins and outs, what's gonna happen, when is it gonna happen, scripting every next move in your mind. This is what Hitman game is after all. The challenges encourages you to go back and complete your objectives in many different ways. And yes, the challenges was introduced in Hitman Absolution, but it never felt interesting because of the small linear level designs. For unlockables, there is this mastery level, which is basically like an XP reward system. Every single episode has its own individual mastery level. Playing the episode, completing challenges will increase your mastery level. and unlock new gears, weapons, different starting locations to use on the same episode when replay. Reaching mastery level 20 for any episode unlocks the professional mode for hardcore Hitman players. Let's talk about the story, the topic people care less about in a Hitman game. The story takes place 7 years after the events of Hitman Absolution. ICA discovers that their last few assassination contracts were secretly coordinated to attack an organization by an unidentified man referred as Shadow Client. And as it is unacceptable for the ICA to be manipulated, they need to find out who Shadow Client is and his motives. The story is simply told in cutscenes after each episode, just like the older Hitman games. The story is interesting. I kinda rushed in the last episode just to find out what's gonna happen in the climax, and it ended with a cliffhanger. I was a little disappointed with it, but then again, this is just the first season of the full game. The story is good, but it's short. It felt more like an introduction of the great story coming ahead. My final verdict for Hitman Season 1 is 7.5 out of 10. Yes, it is not the best Hitman game in the series, but I'm happy to say that it is what a Hitman game should be. I'm June47. Thanks for watching.